Hello everyone and welcome back to another MechWarrior online gameplay video. Today we're going to be looking at the Black Hawk Q, which I believe is correct. I don't think it's a Black Hawk KU because I think it's supposed to be Japanese for the number 9. So I'm guessing this is supposed to be the idea of the 9th iteration of this design before it was approved for full production by Luthien Armorworks. And apologies as well, I forgot to do a hangar quick look around at the mech. But basically, the model here looks almost exactly the same as the Clan Nova, outside of 2 parts either side of the CT that are barely noticeable. As far as actual visual design goes, it's fairly lazy. The original art actually is different enough you could tell the 2 mechs apart quite easily. I guess PGI just decided to go a much lazier route, but yeah. Visuals aside, the mech represents the very first Omnimech that's added into MWO for the Inner Sphere side. So it functions exactly the same as the Clan ones, it has its own Omnipods and all the rest of it. As far as the background goes, the Black Hawk Q is an interesting piece of machinery. After the invasion, or the attempted invasion of Luthien by Smoke Jaguar during the invasion, they lost a fair number of mechs. Smoke Jaguar, if you go by the actual size of the force, lost hundreds of Omnimechs. Outside of also the technology that was acquired in the also ill-fated Walcott battle. So what ended up happening is that the Draconis Combine had all this clan tech lying around and decided, why not try and reverse engineer some of this stuff and make our own Omnimechs, which they eventually did. I don't think the Black Hawk Q is the first Curitan Omnimech. I think that might be the Avatar. I'm not 100% sure though. I could be getting it wrong here, but this is one of the earlier examples, and it essentially is the Clan Nova with an extra 10 tons. Because of the technology that was involved in Clan manufacturing processes, obviously they're a lot lighter materials, better produced, so their Nova is obviously a 50-tonner, whereas the Inner Sphere version here is a 60-tonner. It also has a very different loadout, as you can see from the Prime model here. It has quad medium pulse lasers, 6 medium lasers, and 2 small. ERs and stuff like that don't really come into effect until a bit later. I think it's around about just before the Fedcom Civil War in the 3060s, or roughly that kind of era. That's when the Inner Sphere start producing their own kind of ER model of lasers. So there's a few compromises. How this works in MWO, it's pretty good actually. Once you put some skills on it, obviously to manage heat, it becomes a really nasty short range and medium range fighter. It's got plenty of heat dissipation, and its low actual frame means that it can use a lot of the terrain quite easily, like a standard Nova essentially, to hide from incoming fire. Biggest drawback is exactly what the Clan version has, low slung Clan arms, and as you saw at the beginning of this when I was trying to fire through the gap of the dropship, extremely wide body means the lasers have trouble shooting past certain elements of the terrain, which is pretty bad. However, those are really the only drawbacks I found with the design. It's got decent speed, provided by a 300XL engine. Obviously, it's kind of stuck with that, which means if you're not a fan of XL engines, you might not be a fan of this mech, because I know a lot of people in MWO kind of hate them because of the pinpoint accuracy of some weapons. Means you can very easily get your torso shot off, especially with some of the laser builds that are knocking around out there. So you have to keep that in mind when you're running it, but if you are more than happy with running an XL engine, I think there's a lot of really good stuff with this.
What do you think of the new mech, Rocket?
I think it's quite good. I think it's quite good, thank you.
Do you like the fact that I got the boffins to glue a couple of boxes on either side?
What?
Shoe boxes, I think.
You were responsible for the weird bits on the side. It doesn't
we painted them up. They look amazing.
Right, okay.
It's a brand new design, Rocket. If you put this and the Nova in a room together, people would be like, hey, I know that guy. That's the Nova. But who's this totally different, hot-looking guy?
Well, a lot of it makes sense now from the design perspective. Right.
It's great, isn't it?
Oh, it's a thing. It's a thing, Alden. It's definitely a thing.
It's like they're 2 totally different things, but it's just a pair of boxes on either side. Shoe boxes.
Yeah, I kind of regret now not having the earlier hangar footage. But if you look at it on the website, you'll be able to see that yeah, it is literally just the Nova in-game model. Yeah, as far as the actual background goes for the mech, it became very popular across the numerous Inner Sphere factions. It performed extremely well during Operations Bird Dog and Bulldog, and even Ghost Bear, when they become the Ghost Bear Dominion, even have a fair number of these in their Tauman, due to how many they ended up capturing from the Kiritans in their, I think it's 2 wars that they have over time. So yeah, the design clearly is quite popular, and apparently when the Lyrans start building their own version, apparently the Lyran version is better produced in-universe. I don't think it actually makes any stat difference. So if you're on the fence about it, it's not bad. Obviously they're not asking, it's like $20 they're asking. The pack you get, obviously all of the Omnipods to build the different configurations, which I will probably do videos about with each one, just to have a look at them. I don't know how much I can stretch out of that, but we'll see. Hey, it's
if you're on the fence, get off the fence! Stop climbing on fences!
Well, how are they supposed to make a decision?
Fences aren't supposed to be climbed, that's why we have doors! There'll be a gate or something.
Well, you don't want to get on the door, that's probably more dangerous. It's going to open or close,
Open
you'll fall off.
The gate
anyway,
and walk through.
That's the end of the round. So, yeah, that was, I think, the second drop I did in the mech, and yeah, you'll see in the stats, I think I did alright, but other than that...
The first drop was bloody awful.
Actually, the first drop was awful, I died in about 30 seconds. So yeah, thanks for watching everybody, as always, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.